Rowan. Wait, this is a trap.
A trap? What are you talking about?
This path here leads directly into an ambush. A mage of the Circle. He wants to destroy you.
A Circle mage? So my destiny has finally caught up with me at the end.
You know him?
Indeed I do. This Circle mage wants to bring the Godstones under his control. Should he succeed, all of life as we know it will be snuffed out forever.
But why?
It is his goal to open a portal back into the valley. He believes this way he can change the course of history and acquire the power of the Convocation. But he is mistaken. He cannot control that power. Nobody can. It was a deception, a ploy of the evil gods.
The invasion plans for his armies are here in this casket. We took possession of it, but we cannot open it.
A casket? Should... Listen to me, Rune Warrior. We haven't got much time. Find Hokan's legacy. That is the only way you can prevent the destruction of the world. Look for it, and for the artifact that is powerful enough to stop a Circle mage.
I don't understand. What's wrong with you?
I have done whatever was in my power. Here, take this book. It contains the truth about the Convocation and its appalling consequences. May it one day decide on the fate of the world. And now give me the casket.
It is empty, but...
So we meet again, old man. Did you really think you could stop me? Now you will pay the price for your foolish efforts. Your journey ends here. For you, there is no future. And you, Rune Warrior, you have done me excellent service. Return to your order now and tell them that the time of dawn is past. The time of war has begun.
Here I am. As good as done. Your orders? No problem. As good as done. Yes, I'm on it. Master of the Moon? I'm on it. At your service. Orders? As good as done. Orders? Off to work. Yes, break's over. Time for work.
Greetings, friend.
I bring you bad news.
We've already heard about it. The news of Rowan's death weighs heavily on your stay. It has grown silent in the halls of the Order. A shadow has fallen over the land.
Rowan's last words make little sense to me. Hokan, an odd artifact. This book here. What could he have possibly meant?
You must follow these clues. Find Hokan. Find out how we can stop the blades. And look for the artifact. It may be our last hope.
Where do I begin my quest?
In the northern Windwall Mountains, in the land of the House of Hallett. When you are there, ask for Marsha. She is the emissary of the Order in Well Rock. the castle of the Hallets.
How can she help me?
To find Håkon, you must go into the heart of death, the Dark Lands, a desolate, devastated region which was once called the Gate of the Kings. Håkon's stronghold was once located there. Marsha knows the way. Here, take this letter. The gate fortress in the south of the city leads to the Windwall Mountains. Show the letter to the Hallet guards.
What will you do?
We will prepare ourselves for war.
Who is Håkon Ashir?
Håkon was one of the Circle Mages. He was the mightiest necromancer Fiera had ever seen. He came here from the distant land of Xu. He brought many dark secrets from there with him. In the war, he fought with his undead hordes against Uran the Red. We don't know what happened to him during the convocation. We thought he was dead. One thing, however, is sure. That his one-time undead hosts are still wandering about through the Darklands. And it seems they are stretching out their bony fingers more and more for our flesh. May the gods curse the war and everything it has brought about.
What are the Darklands?
That was where the most devastating campaigns of the Convocation War once raged. The battles between Håkon's undead hordes and Uram's demons went back and forth for years on end. Now the land is barren and burnt out. The one-time armies still live there and have made it to a site of death. The Order tried several times to cordon off the Darklands with border fortresses, but most of them were overrun by leaderless armies.
Break's over, time for work. Yes, that way. Master of the Rune? Yes, all right then. Let's get cracking then. At your building completed. Let's get cracking then. Your orders? That way. Here I am. I'm on it. Master of the Rune? No problem. Here we go. Yes, on my way. Ready to go. Here I am. Off to work. Your orders? No problem. Master of the Rune? Break's over, time for work. At your service. As good as done. Master of the Rune? Yes? Let's get cracking then. Yes? Here we go. Building completed. Building completed. Off to work. Off to work. Building completed. Your orders? Building completed. Let's get cracking then. As good as done. Master of the Rune? Building completed. I'm on it. Let's get cracking then. Ready to go. Understood. Off to work.
Greetings, my friend.
By Awenir's light, Knight of the Order, what are you carrying in your hand?
This here, that was supposed to become a very special crossbow, but I have almost given up all hope of ever finishing it. I wanted to make it from the noble wood of the black yew tree, but this tree has become very rare in the meanwhile. Back in the old days, the forests were still full of that wood. People carved many fine bows from it. But since the rule of the circle, we can hardly find the black yew tree anymore.
Is this the broken bow made from the wood of the black yew tree?
Indeed it is. Perfect Talandian workmanship. An excellent piece of work.
Take it. Maybe you can complete your work on your crossbow with it.
Thank you, stranger. This is an extremely generous gift.
Yes? All right then. As good as done.
Unfortunately, I can still offer you nothing. Flan Gonderson hasn't yet arrived with the delivery.
I believe I have a crate for you here.
My delivery, finally! How can I ever reward you? My cash box is empty. Wait, I know. Here, take this tincture. It has great healing power and is highly regarded everywhere.
Yes? Understood.
What'll it be? A sword for your brother? Or a dagger for your beloved?
What do you mean?
All right. Most of the people who come to me are harboring fairly dark thoughts, if you know what I mean. I craft the tools of death. No butcher knives or military swords. You can get those on the market. Now, what do you want from Ortank, warrior?
Do you craft armor too, Ortank?
Rarely. A good set of armor simply takes too long. Besides, the right metal is usually very scarce.
So, you have forged armor.
I once crafted a suit of armor from gleaming moon silver, the only one ever made by a human hand. Day after day, Sunder and I stood sweating over the forge. We used all our skill and knowledge to craft that armor. It was intended for the greatest warrior the human realms have ever seen.
What became of that armor?
Amra wore it when he set forth to look for Leia. What became of him? I don't know. He never returned from his journey. My old apprentice, Sunder, looked quite a while for Amra, but all in vain. He now has a forge in Leonon. If you should find him, bring him my greetings.
Can you forge a good weapon?
I could make you a weapon you've never even dared to dream of, warrior. But for that, I need material that is more precious than a kingdom.
What are you talking about?
Among the undead in the south of the Windwall Mountains, there are some individuals of such evil that their rotten souls have turned to stone. These stones contain a great, unholy power. Bring me the 5 soul stones, and you will receive a weapon the likes of which you have never seen before.
What? What do you want? Go your way and stop bothering decent citizens.
What are you doing here?
You can see that, getting annoyed by idiots like you. If I had any time left, then I'd study old writings and do translation.
Are you a scholar?
No, I'm the night watchman. Of course I'm a scholar. And a good one, too. Now, what do you want?
Ready to go.
The House of Hallett has closed its borders. No thoroughfare for ordinary people.
Here, a letter from the Order. I am on an important mission.
Let me see. Good, you may pass. Open the gate!
They are here. They are here. Oh, dear, send down your light. Drive the shadows away.
You should go see a healer, friend. You are ill.
No, not ill. Knowing, and yet still blind. I don't see the shadows under the light. Don't see the horror creeping up on me.
Tell me one thing at a time.
Sorry, I'm Kastagir, an adept of the dark arts. Believe me, I know the creatures of light, and I'm knowledgeable on the creatures of darkness. But in the shadows there lurks a power, that is more terrible than all the creatures this world will ever bring forth. Something is waiting there. Alien, mysterious, not visible to the eye, except when they are killing. Then you see their dark silhouettes, and it's the last thing you ever see. Only very few people know of them. My master died by their hand. I must get to the bottom of their secret. I have no other choice. Perhaps they are already here, among us, lurking.
Is there no magic spell that can protect you?
No, no curse can frighten them. The ring is the only way. My master told me about it before he died, but he took his knowledge with him into the grave.
Ah, an adventurer. I hope you're not one of the long-fingered variety. Otherwise, you'll soon kiss those fingers goodbye. Do you hear?
What goods do you sell?
I trade with things far beyond your imagination, let alone your budget. You'd better just move on.
At your service. As good as done.
Ah, an adventurer. Come closer. Bring a little diversion into the working day of a simple cobbler. Tell me of your adventures.
I'm no adventurer, my friend.
No? You look a hell of a lot like one. What's up? Do you want to experience a little adventure, perhaps?
My time is limited.
Come on, don't be so diffident. Listen to me for a moment. It will surely interest you. Old treasures and old secrets.
Good. Tell me your secrets, friend cobbler.
Sandor is my name. Now then, a few days ago I was wandering through the mountains near the Shadow Pass looking for old objects, when...
On the Shadow Pass? In the land of the goblins?
Is this your story or mine? Where was I? Oh yes, now, as I was wending my way, I suddenly heard some strange sounds, like the distant echo of voices. I found 3 different places with old gravestones on them. This odd murmuring seemed to be coming out of each one.
Did you examine it closer?
No, I'm just a cobbler. There were bones lying all around there, and when I came closer, they started to tremble. Then I ran away as fast as I could. The gravestones aren't here in town. There are grave markers outside in the mountains. One stands in the north, one in the south, and one in the southwest. Examine the 3 gravestones and then come back here and tell me about them. But be on your guard.
Voices from gravestones?
Voices, like echoes from a far distant place, whispering in a strange language.
Ah, you again.
Kalina said you could do something with this silk.
Silk from a big old spider. This sort of thing is very hard to procure. What do you want for it?
What do you offer?
What about a trade? You give me the silk, and I'll tell you in return how to get a wonderful magical robe, the likes of which nobody else in any of the northern realms wears.
The robe would certainly be worth more to me than this silk. Tell me more.
I do, however, need 2 different kinds of this spider silk. On the one hand, some dark silk, the kind woven by the large rock spiders in the mountains. On the other hand, a light silk, the kind woven by the phantom spiders in the darklands. Bring me 1 part dark and 2 parts light silk. Then I will make you a robe that will draw great magical power from the contradiction of these 2 opposite kinds of magical silk.
Of the room?
Eyes open, sword ready, sir. On my way. Securing the area. Awaiting your ordering out. Ready for action. On my way. Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's an ambush.
A wanderer in this wilderness?
You look very weak.
Weak, yes. Weakness has lived in my limbs since that day, when this illness laid me low. May you never have to go through anything like that. Nothing can soothe my agony.
You mean your disease is incurable?
Well, the Zephyr potion, it can heal this illness. But it is rare and precious. Shanmuir, the healer from Leonon, she might be able to concoct it. But she... perhaps you might be able to help me. Ask Shanmuir for a Zephyr potion. She'll listen to you.
I'll see what I can do.
Ah, you're back.
I have examined the 3 gravestones.
And?
I could actually make out words. Tar, Shin, and Gar.
What might that mean?
I don't know, Sandor.
Go to Goran, the old scholar. Perhaps he can decipher those words. He knows a lot about the old languages.
Yes, on my way. Here I am. Very well, off I go. I'm on it. Off to work.
Ah, warrior, I hope your business is satisfactory.
What is it this time?
Sandor sent me.
A cobbler? Huh. I would never have thought that a warrior would be out and about on orders from a cobbler.
Do the words tar, gar, and shin mean anything to you? Perhaps an old language you might know?
Not a language. That's a name. An old, hated name. The Child Slaughterer. His name was Shin Targar, the last sorcerer of Greyfell. In his greed for power, he slew 3 sons and offered their blood as a sacrifice to the Red Horde. But the Horde betrayed him, as they did so many others. That was still before the days of the Circle. The citizens of Greyfell drove him away when they discovered what he had done. Embittered, he ran away into a cave and sealed up its entrance forever.
Then those are the voices of his slain sons who curse his name.
Yes, may he be damned forever.
Ah, you're back.
I went to see Goran.
And? What does he say?
He thinks the words form the name of an old sorcerer, Shin Targar.
An old sorcerer? There is a cave up there in the mountains. They say you can find the grave of an old sorcerer up there. I'd bet anything it's full of treasures. The cave is sealed with a stone gate. Nobody has been able to open it so far. If it's the grave of that sorcerer...
Then his name might open the gate.
Come along! Follow me! We're going to the cave!
Only a...
Building completed.
Sir. Yes, sir. On my way. Yes, sir. Understood. Sir. Yes, sir. All right. Understood. Ready to fight, sir. Right away, sir. Moving out. Eyes open, sword ready, sir. Sir. Yes, sir.
What is it this time?
Here, I have a book from Shin Targar.
Let me see it. Encoded. I can recognize the syllables all right, but none of the words. You'll have to go see someone else. Go to Darius Serval. He lives in Leonon. He knows the codes of the old guilds better than I do. Talk to him about the book.
Welcome, young warrior.
Goron told me you might be able to decipher this.
A dark document, very dark. Almighty light, this is the book of the child slaughterer. Here, take this in exchange. I'll keep the book. This knowledge is not intended for you.
Greetings from Ortang.
Thank you, but that's not why you're here, right?
I'm looking for Amra's armor. Ortang sent me to you.
Amra is gone. Leia is gone. Only the gods know what has become of him. Amra was a warrior, short-tempered, but his heart was in the right place. And Leia was the loveliest creature the world has ever seen. The two of them would have made a lovely couple, but then Leia went away with some fellow in disguise, and Amra was never the same again. Raged and howled all day. Finally, he ordered us to forge this armor that neither a sword nor magic can penetrate. When it was finally finished, he left to bring Leia back. He never returned. This disguised fellow must have slain him and then run off with Leia. Poor Shan. She's been worried to death over her sister ever since.
Shan Muir is Leia's sister?
That she is. Go and ask her yourself if you don't believe me.
So you're back.
You were Leia's sister?
Yes. May the gods protect her wherever she is, and her beloved as well, even though their love brought nothing but misfortune to our house. You should know that Amra once hired on as a mercenary for my father. At that time, my sister Leia fell in love with him, and would certainly have become his wife had a wealthy mage not already asked for her hand. And so my father sent Amra away. Leia gave him a sign of her favor, her most precious possession, the pledge of the gods. A golden ring, which she had once received from the hand of the goddess Elen herself. Then the mage came and took Leia with him, and that was the last we heard from her. But one day the mage returned, raging with fury. He killed my father and destroyed our home. I never found out exactly what happened back then, but you aren't the only one interested in the history of the House of Muir. For days, there have been strange creatures lingering about the ruins of our house. They seem to be looking for something there.
Perhaps they're looking for Amra's armor. I'll have a look myself. Where exactly will I find your house?
Take the road to the east after the North Bridge, then you'll come right to it, but all that's left of it is a ruin. There is nothing to be found there.
Someone seems to have a different opinion. Can you brew a Zirfar potion for me?
The Zirfar potion? Who has sent you? Is it that hermit?
Yes. You know of him?
Indeed I do. He's a murderer, a slaughterer driven by madness. His illness and weakness are the only reason why he is still on the loose and not in a dungeon. His suffering gained him the sympathy of the judges. The Zirfar potion might help him, but once he regains his strength, he will doubtlessly start murdering again.
Have you no compassion for him?
I can give you a pain-easing potion. It will ease his pains even if it doesn't cure them, but the Zirfar potion, never.
Then give me that pain-easing potion.
Here it is. Bring it to the hermit.
On my command, into battle we go.
Back! We must drive them back! At your service. For the glory of Aonir!
They're everywhere!
Yes, we're under attack at arms, men.
We must drive them back!
It's an ambush. The lines must hold.
Close the ranks!
Stay defensive, men. Here, attack. Enemies beware.
Hold on, man!
Ready and able. Send them to the River of Souls. Reinforce the defenses. They're everywhere!
Yes, now. Quickly now. To adventure.
Understood.
Yes.
Right away.
I shall not follow me. To adventure. Forwards. Follow me.
At your service. Yes.
The rune calls.
Very well.
Where am I?
In Nortander, in the year 8 after the convocation, you slept a long time, if you are who I think you are.
I wandered for a long time down dark halls. Very long. My name is Owen.
Do you remember, Udwin?
What happened?
Nothing but dark mist fills my mind.
You have returned to the surface, just like your one-time companions.
Just mists. Voices. I can't remember.
Perhaps you recognize this book.
I know it. Give it to me. Yes, I remember. That's my scribe's handwriting. A journey into the deep chasms above the eternal fire. And claws. Claws in the darkness. Claws. Hooks. Bodies. Blood. Everywhere, blood. I heard their screams. The pain. Unbearable pain. An ugly face. The monster. Away with you, horrid creature.
I shall not fail. Rune warriors, stand by me.
Back! We must drive them back! The rune falls. They're everywhere! Ready and able. It's an ambush.
I am ready. Follow me. Quickly now.
Greetings.
Welcome, young warrior.
Please, tell me something about the convocation.
What we know of the convocation comes from a runic text from the ruins of the Formers in Gzu. The text describes the meeting of two heavenly bodies, Aonia's star and something the Formers called the Dark Brother. Aonia's star was covered over for a moment. When that happens, then Aonia's eye is blind and his power extinguished for the blink of an eye. At that moment, the spell that keeps the primeval elements of our world under control is also weakened. Now the text says that should someone succeed in awakening the primeval elements during this meeting, then he could cast a spell on them and acquire a level of power that would even set the gods a-tremble. The Circle Mages discovered this old text in Gzu and studied it, and somewhat later the foolish plan of invoking the convocation began to ripen in their minds. In the course of time, however, the mages had a falling out. They thought only a single individual could acquire the power over the primeval elements. That's what brought about the War of the Convocation. Many generations worked on them, but the old texts were imprecise. And when the hour of the convocation came, they invoked the primeval powers with all their magical skills, competing for the prize of great power. But nobody could muster enough strength, and the primeval elements got out of control. They arose from their slumbers, and their raging shattered the face of the world. Only in those places where the godstones of Ionia stood, the blue obelisks, was anything preserved from the might of the star god to protect us from annihilation. That was how the islands came about, but we would still have been condemned to destruction had Rohan Tahir not created the portals, and thus rejoined the lands of our world together.
The Circle.
At all times, the mages have brought about unrest to the world with their thirst for knowledge and power. The Circle was founded by an agreement of all nations to put an end to the intrigues of the magicians. The 13 most powerful mages of the nations, adherents of both light and darkness, joined the Circle. The Circle selected the city of Moulondir as its seat, independent of all governments. At first, the mages of the Circle discharged their tasks with earnestness and established peace and justice where hate and intrigue had once reigned supreme. But what was destined to happen did happen.
The mages realized how much power they had assembled.
Wisely stated. The Circle soon became a power base, a danger none of the nations was able to perceive because the mages worked in secret and over a vast number of devious courses. They deciphered the secret of all fire, which extended their lives and gave them power far beyond any known sorcery. For hundreds of years they guided the destiny of the realms out of their secret places.
How can a Circle mage be defeated if he knows how to use the power of the All-Fire?
Only by another Circle mage, or a god. The thing that ultimately killed them was their own greed. When the convocation failed, most of them were destroyed.
Most of them?
Well, Rohan Tahir survived. Who can guarantee that there aren't other Circle mages still alive?
The runes.
I understand. Your long sleep blurred many of your memories. The rune warriors were once created by the Circle as a guard regiment. Magical creatures are powerful, but generally inexperienced. Experienced soldiers, on the other hand, are mortal and of wavering loyalty. And so the Circle called you into being. It forged your souls, your life force, to the runes and thus secured your loyalty. And all the things you experienced in endless wars remain preserved within you, a perfect weapon. And when the war came, we saw you in endless ranks, armies from nowhere ravaging the country. Oh, how we hated you. You were the symbol of the power of the 13 great puppeteers. Well, I can understand why Rohan called one of you back. If anything can save the weakened northern realms, then it's the power of the rune.
The northern realms.
We describe the countries in the northern section of Fiara as the northern realms. This primarily includes Northander, the former seat of the Empire. Today, Northander is more like a kind of loose confederation of the four surviving ruling houses. The realm of the High Mark, which lies to the south of the Darklands, has closed its borders. We don't know what's going on there. But there aren't just humans living in the northern realms. The dwarves have their two big cities, Windholm and Festholm, and all that remains of the elves is the settlement of the Eloni. Farther east, behind the Wildland Pass, is the Orc realm of Grook, which is ruled by the Orcs of the Sharok. South of there is the place where the Dark Elves live in their obsidian towers. They call their realm La.
This book.
By the gods, did you get this book from Rohan? What has become of him?
Rohan fell in the Frost Marches. It was my fault.
You were just a messenger, but now you are much more than that. That should be clear to you.
Is it true that this book contains the secrets of the convocation?
Not only that, this book gives the reasons why the convocation was doomed to failure. It explains what it really is, a deception. Not a secret of the formers, but rather a false clue. A vengeance of the renegades, the dark gods, left behind as an evil lure by the Fial Dag in Gzu. The Fial Dag knew that the primeval forces could not be tamed. Only Aonir is capable of that feat, and so they misguided the nations into invoking the powers at the right time and thus destroying themselves.
But the Dark Nations would have been destroyed as well.
Bear in mind that these rune tablets were made at a time when the Dark Ones were driven out of Gzu and the renegades were banished from the world. Back then, the Dark Ones stood on the brink of destruction anyway.
Where did you acquire so much knowledge about things that even the Circle did not know? Rohan got this book from you, didn't he?
I may know a great deal, but you must not know everything. Farewell.
Ah, it's you. Tell me of your latest adventures, and don't forget to look at our merchandise.
What else do you want?
I believe I ran across some of your people.
People? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the scum that was rummaging through the ruins of the House of Muir. They had this letter with them.
You must excuse me. Good people are always hard to find. Of course, I will see to it they are severely punished.
That's already been taken care of. They made one mistake they will never make again.
Well, then justice has been served. They weren't much good anyway. Now please excuse me, I have to.
Not so hasty, my friend. What were your people looking for? After all, they were there on your orders.
Oh, nothing at all. An old story.
You're looking for Amra's armor, aren't you?
You know about the armor? Well, Good. Let's talk. But not here. The town has many ears. Meet me at the Wildland Pass. I followed Amra's traces today.
Good. I'll be there.
Do you have the potion? No. Get away with it. That will only retard the pain. You don't understand. Nobody understands me. I must...
What must you do? What's wrong with you?
They say I'm a murderer. Perhaps I am, but I didn't do it voluntarily. Once, I fell under the spell of a dryad. A horrible enchantment. Magnificently beautiful, and yet cold and consuming like frost. She gave me hours. I can't begin to describe them. But one night, She stole a lock of my hair. Since then, we have been bound together in a pact. Her hate burns in my breast. Men are rivals. Women challenge her beauty. They must all die. All of them.
I will liberate you from your spell. Where is the grove of this dryad?
In the forest of Iloni, near a pond. That's where I met her the first time. But be careful. She knows what I know. She'll be expecting you.
Come in, friend. I'm glad you made it.
What exactly are we doing here?
You are searching for Leia and Amra, aren't you?
What do you know about them? We will find a clue here?
You're too curious, young friend. Find. What you will find here is your end. Get him, men!
Stay with me, men. We're under attack. Enemies beware. Enemies beware. Stay with me, men.
I can explain that.
What are we talking about at the moment?
Please. You wouldn't kill an unarmed man, would you? Have mercy in the name of all the gods that are sacred to us.
No gods are sacred to me. Come on, speak up. What do you know? Why did you want to put me out of the way?
I don't know. I swear it.
One more lie, merchant, and I'll send you down to the River of Souls.
The only thing I know is that there is a gravesite in Whisper, they say. Leia is buried there. The key to Amra's armor is in that gravesite. I have often sent men there, but none of them has ever returned. And now my last men are dead as well. This is my end.
No, this is the beginning of honest work. Return to your merchandise, Centos. Amra's armor was forged for warriors, not for tradesmen.
I have no other choice. Farewell, warrior. May you have better luck on your quest.
Shall not fail. Follow me. Attack! Here, as an ambush. Warriors, stand by me. Stay with me, men.
What do you want from me?
I have procured your tincture. Here it is.
Oh, stranger, I am deeply indebted to you. Please take this as a small token of my appreciation.
Have you found it? Do you have my hair? Ye gods, release me.
Here, take back your lock of hair. You are free.
I thank you. She is gone. Her call. She is gone. Finally, silence. Except for...
the voices of the ones you killed for her sake.
They will pursue me until the end of my life.
In the final analysis, we always pay for what we do, be it in this life or the next.